Top 5 haunting, chilling paranormal investigations. I'm Mike Ricksecker, and this is Haunted Road Media. This is my top 5 paranormal investigations that I've actually been on, conducted, what have you. This was really challenging to do because I've been on hundreds of paranormal investigations. No offense to those that didn't make the top 5, because there have been some really good ones. But here we go. So number 5 is the Mineral Springs Mall or Mineral Springs Hotel in Alton, Illinois. Now, we just posted this video just the other day here on Haunted Road Media, and this was a really interesting location. We had Lee Ehrlich on board. Chris Sutton was the one that was kind of showing us around the hotel, but Lee Ehrlich was up from Florida, and he was showing us a method that he uses with water to get EVPs. And we had a very nice setup of a fountain being down the hall from us on the one level, and all up and down that hallway we kept hearing voices coming from that water. Now, we've got some great EVPs out of that, which we didn't even really need to review audio, although we did, because of just how clear everything was as we were standing there listening to it. But you know, very clear and relevant to the questions. You know, where are you from? St. Louis. How old are you? 33. You know, very clear answers.
We can ask some questions just a little bit away from this water, and you should be able to get some answers. You actually hear on the water.
Oh, wow.
Now he's speaking right there. I just heard that.
It sounded like you said like a complete sentence almost.
Yeah.
We know you're here. Thanks for talking to us. Did you hear it?
I just heard that again.
Did you hear that you're welcome? Like,
Where are you from? Where are you from?
why are you here? You don't know?
I just heard something over there.
Yeah, I heard like
Yep.
you got a tap or something down in there. There's some movement back in
Yeah,
there.
you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear that? How old are you? 30?
I thought I heard 33.
33?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that wasn't the only place that night where we were getting EVPs. So, you know, we've kind of dubbed it, you know, Voices of Mineral Springs, but you know, it was a really interesting investigation where we were learning some different methods as well. Number 4 is the residential house in Jacksonville, Illinois. We posted this one last year. Now, it's an undisclosed location, so we can't tell you where it is at, but it is in Jacksonville, Illinois. And with this house, what was really interesting about it, a number of things. The 3rd floor, walking into that front bedroom, it was like instant, you know, massive high energy. You know, I was getting tingly all over. Shauna was really feeling it in the head, and there was 0 EMF whatsoever. You know, brought the EMF meters in. It was baseline 0. The one outlet that's up there wasn't near anywhere where we were feeling this energy, and we started feeling that energy elsewhere throughout the house, as if it was following us. Hey, Shauna?
Yes.
You want to come here, please? Yeah, I'm getting tingling, like, arms, face.
Mine is right here. Just started tingling back here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my head. Oh god.
All right, go ahead. Head on out.
It's not like really bad, but
It's strong.
all of a sudden started.
It's strong. I don't know if it's bad or not. It's just strong.
Wow. I think it's following us.
I think it is. Because this is what we were feeling upstairs. And it followed me from that one room to the other upstairs.
Let's see if you feel
So,
anything.
because I'm thinking there's multiple things here now at this point. Because you're experiencing something here. I know I just walked through something there. Now, some of the big interaction there was with Diesel the dog. Now, Diesel, of course, being an animal, is more susceptible to the paranormal. We tried calling him upstairs. He didn't want any part of it. On the second level, he refused to come out of this one bedroom for a long time. You know, he was just back there whimpering. He was definitely scared, as if something had spooked him. Well, at one point he did try to venture out of that bedroom, and when he was doing this, kind of slowly creeping out, we heard what sounded like coming from the other side of the hall, the clicking of claw nails on the wood floor. You know, probably one of the cats that were also in the house. However, we never saw any animal approach us. Diesel visibly reacted. You know, at first he kind of like perked up, you know, kind of like, oh, what's coming down the hall? And then he started whimpering. And with nothing coming down the hall at us, it made us really wonder what exactly he had seen or sensed. Now, another thing to note is that the cats that are in the house have no claws. They've been declawed, so they couldn't have been making that sound. Hey,
Diesel, come on.
Diesel, you want to come up here?
Come on, Diesel. Come on. Come on, Diesel.
Well, come up.
Come on. Come on, let's go.
He's like, forget you. He wants to go down. Where's the book found?
Behind the fireplace.
Behind the fireplace.
Might be in
Oh, there we go. Yeah. 1876. The Science of Government.
Okay.
He's banging.
It's his tail.
Yeah, but he's like,
Diesel.
Diesel, you okay?
You okay, buddy?
He looks like he wants to cry. You
See,
okay?
he keeps looking that direction. And he won't come out of my room. What's the matter, buddy? Oh,
He's
honey.
whimpering.
What's the matter?
Buddy?
Can you show us? What is it? Oh, I can feel that.
Okay.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right here. Just right in the...
This segment is a compelling reaction from Diesel the dog.
It's kind of a stopping point right there ever since he got spooked. The cats? It's kind of a stopping point right there ever since he got spooked. The cats? It spooked him.
Yeah, he stepped backwards.
He started whimpering a little bit. That energy that we felt, like I said, followed us throughout the house. We did get some EVPs within that investigation, so very active location.
It's just
Sorry
as,
for the motorcycle, but
it's just as bad over there as it was over here.
yeah, this is like it was earlier, but it was over there.
Yeah, there's like a dead zone over there.
Number 3, well, speaking of animals' reactions to the paranormal, number 3 is the filming that we did for The Haunted out in Edmond, Oklahoma. This was on Animal Planet. The night that I'm going to talk about here is actually what we call the cleansing night. That was the night that we were going through the house with Carl Johnson to eradicate the entity that was there that was scaring the family, which of course did encompass some investigating, but it wasn't our primary investigation night. However, there's so much that happened on that cleansing night, it is definitely worthy of the top 5. Well, as we were going through the house, the family was supposed to stay outside. However, Taliesin, the girl who was having most of the problems, had come in to use the bathroom in the master bedroom. Well, when we entered the master bedroom, she was talking at something unseen against the wall. So Carl decided to do a blessing over her. Well, as he was conducting this, she suddenly doubled over in pain as if somebody had punched her in the gut, and she fell. We picked her up. She was okay after a minute or two. However, my audio recorder at that time picked up the EVP die.
This is a chance to reveal yourself, and we command you, by the holy powers, by the angels that visit this house.
Now, the show took that EVP and placed it during a different day of the investigation, but it didn't happen then. It happened during the cleansing night when Carl was blessing Taliesin and she doubled over in pain. Now there's a number of things also that happened right around then that the show did not include. One of them being the back door that kept flying open, and we'd shut it and fly open again, we'd shut it and fly open again, and finally we ended up shutting it, locking it. Carl ended up doing a blessing over the door. Well, also around this time, the tri-field meter that was set up near the closet in Talison's bedroom, because that's where she was experiencing a lot of the activity, that started going off like crazy.
See, going off, zoom in on it.
Is it on? What is it on?
I got it. Where's the K2, Mike? You got it?
No, right here.
Okay.
So a lot of things around this time frame that were just, you know, really, really amping up, going crazy, doors flying open, and, you know, really, really crazy night. But it didn't stop there. We finally pushed this entity out into the backyard, and the wind started kicking up like crazy outside, and the cats were running around like crazy as Carl was continuing his blessing. Finally, when he finished, the wind ceased. It stopped. When we talked to the family on the side yard, we had mentioned, wow, that wind really kicked up. They had not experienced any wind whatsoever. Number 2, and that is the goldenrod showboat investigation with the quote-unquote fairy. And I say quote-unquote fairy because we're not really sure what it was. Now, there are a lot of investigations I could talk about when it comes to the goldenrod showboat, and if I was to include Shauna's experiences over the years that she's been investigating there, we could just go on all day. However, we're focusing on one particular investigation. So this was the Ghost of the Goldenrod event back last November, a couple days after Thanksgiving. Well, during that investigation, which was a public event, there was a little bit of mild activity.
That figures. I pull out the camera and it stops. But Jake, you're a witness.
Yeah, it was going off.
Yeah, it was like flashing wildly right next to the coffee. I guess somebody got excited for coffee and it wasn't me.
It might have been me, but I don't think I can set that.
I don't think. Well, touch it. Can you set it off? Nope. It wasn't me. But it was just before I turned it. There it is. There it is. Okay. Somebody else wants some coffee.
Yeah.
Surprised you came up here on your own. In there.
Well, when I first cleared the doorway, I had my flashlight pointed down.
Okay.
But I saw like a full shadow, like at least my size.
Into there.
Not on the wall.
Into the doorway.
And it went into the doorway, and then as soon as I called for Jake, and then I told him what I saw, and then right after he answered me, then 2 of the little twinkles went in there.
But it really picked up later on after most everybody had left, and it was just myself, Shauna, and her friend Tara, who's also a psychic medium. Well, we were just there in the showroom. The ladies were sitting down on the floor. I was standing up. The only source of light was my flashlight that was shining up into the lobby area. There was no other access to light. The windows are boarded up. Now, before the most significant part of this incident, I had seen very briefly a translucent yellow ball just kind of quickly zip between Shauna and Tara. They hadn't seen it, and it was like, maybe I was seeing things. Maybe I didn't quite see that. But a little bit later, I saw this bar of light suddenly appear next to Shauna. Now remember, the only source of light is my flashlight shining up into the lobby. I haven't moved it, nothing. And there's no other source of light. The windows are all boarded up. But there is this bar of light that appeared next to Shauna. So I walked around her trying to figure out where the source is coming from, and kind of waving my hand, pointing at it, what have you. They probably thought I was going crazy. And it started to waver and waver and waver, and then poof, it was gone. Well, I tried describing to them what I had seen when suddenly that translucent ball of light just whooshed around Shauna. I still didn't see it, but I had seen it. There's a yellow ball of light. I'd seen that before. So again, I'm trying to describe to them what I'm seeing, and then in the air, up above, I'm seeing the ball of light dance around. They each slowly started to see what I was talking about. And we sat there for like the next 4 or 5 minutes watching this thing back and forth around the showroom. Absolutely crazy stuff.
Oh.
Did you see it?
Yeah. It was over there. Yeah, you saw that too? Okay, cool. Because I was like, no, it's not over there.
It was if it was a twinkle, it was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost like a ray of light.
Yeah.
You guys are picking up the pace. What is going on? Where are you?
I mean, that was a pretty good size.
That one was in the air.
Pretty good size orb.
It was across here.
Like it was round.
Yeah, it's like it had like a round. And that was kind of like what I saw came between you guys earlier.
We deemed it a fairy just because of how small it was. It had that, yellow glow about it, almost kind of like Tinkerbell, yeah. And just it seemed intelligent the way it was moving about the room. So it may not have been a fairy, but definitely very, very active, some sort of spirit or supernatural activity. And number 1 is the Stone Lion Inn. And it has to be number 1, at least for now, just because of how much happened on this one particular investigation. We'd investigated there a couple times before, got some activity here or there. It's a very, very haunted house. You can just stand there and hear stuff going on. But this one particular investigation, there was just so much. Now, earlier in the day, I was just doing an EMF sweep of the house. I had gone into the library area, and right there in front of the fireplace, I had felt this wave of energy come over me, and I almost passed out from it. My K2 meter that I was carrying with me had spiked out to the red. That's when I first noticed it. Spiked out to the red, and then all of a sudden, I almost passed out. I didn't, fortunately. So some time had passed, and we were just really starting to get the investigation underway. And we had decided that we were going to start in the parlor suite, first floor. Well, we were walking through the foyer area, the entrance hall, and there's this bureau that's set up in there to kind of block off this set of double doors. And we had noticed that one of the bureau drawers was open. Okay, didn't really pay any mind, just kind of noted, drawers open. Okay, so we went back to the parlor suite, and we weren't back there like maybe 2 minutes when we just, boom, we heard this slam come out from the entrance hall. So we run back out there, and we noticed that the bureau door had been slammed shut. So Johnny gets out his tri-field meter, I start taking pictures, and I caught this fantastic white wisp in the air between Johnny and the bureau. Well, we had decided, we had only been back there 2 minutes, but we kind of decided that our group was a little too big to all take into the one room. So we decided to split up into smaller groups. So I was going to lead a team upstairs. Well, I had walked up to the landing on the stairs. You walk up, and then you turn to the left up, after the landing. And I had just about gotten there, and another girl started up the stairs behind me when between us, closer to her, but between us, a framed picture of Lizzie Borden just fell and crashed to the stairs, shattering all over the place. It was just really, really bizarre. Nobody had touched it. Not like there was wind or anything like that. Just walked up the stairs. It was Lizzie Borden. Kind of crazy. Later on in that night, there's some other mild activity. Quick shadow dart into a bedroom, a door opening on its own, things like that. So there's other smaller activity going on at the same time. But all of that within the entrance hall, between the drawer, the white wisp, and the framed photograph, was all in about a span of 10 minutes. Really, really crazy investigation with a lot of activity going on, coupled with the time I almost passed out. Yeah, that is my number 1 paranormal investigation. And I'd love for it to get topped. Something along the way will knock it out of number 1, I am sure. So I just also want you to know that on our Patreon page, we just recently posted a Q&A video, and Shauna and I answer 4 different questions. This is for the July Q&A. One of them is, what have been our favorite places to investigate? So similar, but a little bit different. So go ahead and give that a watch. We also answer some other questions as well, and I think you will enjoy it. You have to go on to patreon.com/hauntedroadmedia. So by all means, please enjoy. And also, if you enjoyed this, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Haunted Road Media if you have not already. Until next time.